Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Doom.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Imber spirit.
Radiant team pick.
The Undying waits.
Dire team pick.
Slada.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick.
Lich.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Templar Assassin.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Bounty Hunter.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Night Stalker.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
10.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Ha!
Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much, Colo Guy, as well as the rest of the boys on the panel. Great to have March over there with Nahaz. We are here for game number 3 of this best of 5 grand final, EG versus Secret. I'm W1. I am joined by the knowledgeable Blitz, and we are here looking at Signature Central right now, with the Chen being picked up by Secret.
Yeah, and they've got Sumail playing the Ember Spear once again. This is a hero that he absolutely dominated with in the last game. Pretty excited to see how this goes. And I agree with you. I mean, listening to March on the panel is just so insightful.
Wonderful guy, wonderful brain.
30 seconds to
Let's
battle.
actually see how these lanes, because that was the one big question he had. Like, where do you end up throwing this ledge? What lane is your most preferred to win? Do you think you can get away with running the Ember Spirit Lich on the off lane? It looks like Arteezy is built, like he's got boots as well as 2 tangos very early on. And Sumail's built with his early mango. And he got that mango when he went for the safe lane last time, when he went for the side lanes. So I'm assuming he's going to end up there this time around, and Arteezy will be taking that mid.
The battle begins.
I think they realize that Team Secret, they're going to go for the strategy that has led them to the finals. Like, Misery's going to be playing the safe lane Slardar. And he's probably going to switch up as soon as he hits level 6, look for that mid gank, but I think EG's kind of figured this out. They understand that this is probably what's going to happen, so now they're actually sending their own carry to the off lane.
Yep.
And as long as they can correctly punish Misery as much as they did in the last game, we could see a similar sort of setup. And
We really could. And the mid lane's a little bit more balanced this time too for Artur, where he can just battle directly up against Weehar as that Wind Ranger. Even if Pilot Eye is going to be a bit of a problem, there's the Radiant Sentry ward down at the moment. And with 2 tangos, Arteezy's going to hold on to this if you see the bounty try and counter ward it.
yeah, and he's doing a really good job with CSing right now, already up to 2. This is a much better line matchup, like you said. The Templar Assassin does okay against the Venomancer when it comes to actual team fights, but when it comes to the laning phase, this time around, Weeha's going to struggle to keep up.
And Sumail's really trying to get up in the face of Misery, to the point where he started taking up a lot more of that creep wave. Bottom lane is also a real rough time for the Doombringer. Like, you go with the Void, you've already taken away, like, with the 2 decays, he's down to 550 life. So it's not that brilliant. Okay, PPD, that's also not the plan. Turns around, but it's going to be the attack coming in from Puppy to get the kill. And they also get the crush onto Samel. Misery, he can start this body blocking with a second set of blast. They get a lot of damage, but not enough to get through that Ember Spirit. Maybe with that Satyr in 1 second time, it's got the blast.
One more hit!
And there's the one hit. Puppy getting himself a double kill. This is why Nahaz basically had the E thing. It is just, it's a wonderful experience to watch Puppy play Chen.
That was pretty insane, actually. The presence of mind to bring the Satyr in and being able to use that wave twice in a row, understands that he can get the kill on Sumail, and this is what's actually going to punish it. This is so cool to see when it comes to the drafting. EG decided to go for a similar setup and trying to win the lanes. This time around, Secret say, okay, we're going to have a Bounty Hunter and a Chen just mess your safe lane up as much as possible. We're seeing it already. That was so well done.
Worked an absolute charm for him. But this is what you kind of always expect from Puppy, even when he plays the Chen. Like this, you kind of expected it more from the Enchantress he played earlier in the tournament, but it didn't really have the same bite to it. But coming in with that Satyr, remember what it was like with Harpy gaming in the mid lane? You basically lost it the second that Chen was able to grab himself a Harpy. Okay, also up in that list of players who love to exploit it. But okay, so you get that kill on the top lane. It doesn't feel like they have enough of a stable presence in this lane, Team Secret.
No, they don't, and probably more importantly is that their off lane isn't doing that great. Eternal Envy's kind of been relegated into the jungle because Fear is doing his best to zone him out as much as possible. And Universe is actually the player that has the most CS. He's been completely untouched this game. He's already at 20. Arteezy's farming both the jungle and this mid lane now. He's doing quite well for himself, and Team Secret, they want to stand a chance of winning this game. They have to punish this offlane by Sumail and PPD as much as they possibly can.
Well, they're trying. They're keeping Pilot Eye in the lane, forcing PPD back, but how much can you really force? Like, it's a Lich. He's going to keep sacrificing on the lane. He'll keep giving Frost Armor over to Sumail, and combine that with the Flame Guard he's already got. How is Pilot Eye and Misery meant to get this without having a big influence from Puppy?
Yeah, that's the question right now, because Puppy, you've got to decide whether or not you want to go for the farm or if you want to just go for the pure ganks. He's already level 4 though, as a result of that double kill that he was able to get from top for his team. They're starting to slowly fall behind when it comes to CS. Like, Misery's barely doing better than the Ember Spirit is at top, and meanwhile this Night Stalker again. Like, of all the players you don't want to just give free farm to, Universe has to be near the top of the list.
He's at 28 before, he's the highest CS, so he is the top of the list as far as CS goes. Straight behind him is Artur, 24 for 11 for Arteezy, but there is a catch out here for Secret, and they're going to find themselves a third kill. Pilot Eye attack will help for Wind Ranger, Weeha, that mid solo, to get a little bit of a catch up. He's being crushed in CS, he's in fact half the CS of Arteezy. But with that rotation up to get a kill, it's going to give him a little bit more to get back in this game.
Yeah, this is a really favorable matchup for TA because the Wind Ranger can't break the refraction charges fast enough, and more importantly, you can't really harass. And at bottom, they actually get a kill on Eternal Envy, and this is probably going to signal them to swap out lanes, because this Doom is not going to be able to survive here at bottom.
That should have been something I was looking forward to, considering we did hit nighttime, and an already farmed up Night Stalker in nighttime who's got phase boots available as well. Universe just moves so quick for these picks, and having a level 2 Tombstone from the Undying makes it a lot easier to jump in as well. Arteezy just makes it look too easy. He walks forward, attacks once into Weeha, and Weeha instantly goes into the wind run. He doesn't even worry about like what happens if I burn 100 mana when I don't have. Okay, he's got the bottle coming out now. But there's not really a hell of a lot of a pull for this Wind Ranger to use.
Arteezy's gonna run into Puppy, and Puppy's got a lot of creeps here with him too.
Yeah, 3 with the Centaur Stomp. He'll burn through the refraction charges. There's no meld for Arteezy, and Arteezy needs to run out. He can't do it in time. And Puppy is really making the plays for him. A lot of support came in from EG. The Secret were fully aware. The Observer Ward up on the hill sees all.
That was so well done by Puppy. He comes in with the first creep from the front. He has the other 2 flank Arteezy, so he has nowhere to run. Kills his former teammate. Really well set up, and that slows down one of the heroes that was snowballing, and it puts Weeha in a really good position. Because you weren't going to keep up when it comes to CS, but those 2 kills are really going to help out when it comes to momentum. The only unfortunate part right now for this laning phase for Team Secret is that you haven't been able to secure your Doom very much farm, but this is a hero that can just kind of devour his way back into the game. And even better for Team Secret, Sumail's not having the game he had.
And he's dead. The amplification's already up, and Chen, this time Puppy will not be so kind. He will be the man to take the last hit. Gives the arcane boots off, and in fact, he's going to send Misery all the way back to base. He can just TP back out with the full treads available.
And Puppy's just kept them in right now. He's level 6 already at 6 minutes into the game. Every single gank that he's gone for is successful. He's doing a really good job of balancing both the amount of farm that he's getting, coupling that with how he's been ganking so far.
It almost poses the question too, like, when you had a Chen, should it have been better for EG early on to move as 5, get these observer wards down, block up the dire camps like we used to see when jungle heroes were a lot more prominent in the Dota 2 meta? Now again, actually, it's going to be, well, I'll get back to your question and answer in a moment, but Sumail, there's your hoof stomp, there's your troll trap, there's your static blast. Sumail, the shield's actually keeping him alive a lot longer, and now they can turn on a pile die with support coming in from Universe. What a good time as well for him to join that fight when he's already finished up the urn, but
he's
he
gonna
runs
run in
way
Misery.
too deep, and this is Universe in a hell of a lot of trouble. And there's the nuke down from Puppy, so another kill coming his way. This is a 4-0-1 Chen on the board, 7.5 minutes in.
This is actually just wrecking them right now. They're not able to keep up with the pace of the game. The Chen is just being able to create so much space on the map. It alleviates the pressure in the other lanes. This allows Eternal Envy to just kind of focus on going into the jungle and farming. But he's still pretty far behind right now. He's actually 7th in the game, even under the support. Ooh, what a dodge.
Sumail with the spirits. Misery could see it coming though. He knew the spirit was behind him, he had to give it a crack just in case it did hit. But man, you're right, this is kind of crazy. The fact that Poppy's had so much influence, but the TA and the Night Stalker are still the top net worths. Definitely Windranger's caught up. Like,
he's gonna get doomed at top?
Are they actually having a crack? It's Sumail. This could be a big return. They're trying to take care of the tombstone first, and Fear with the Soul Rip is keeping alive a Puppy. He rotates himself over. Fear will get nuked down. Sumail's caught in the tree line, and he cannot get himself out to safety. So even though Eternal Envy might be behind, he comes in the second he gets doomed, and now he's almost level 7 with those 2 kills happening around him.
Yeah, and that was so big by Team Secret. What they do is they bait Misery, who only has 400 HP in the lane, and then they think to themselves, okay, we'll just decay, throw down the tombstone. Sumail can just kind of blink back in here, and we'll get the kill. And they just completely underestimated Misery. They just thought, well, this is a free kill. We have no idea why he's here. And Puppy's right there again, already up to 5 kills on him.
Crazy carry, Chen. And because of these 5 kills, the Mexicans come up early in Misery. He's low on life, but it's all bait. The Hand of God's available, but the Troll Trap, Puppy, okay, there's your first Troll Trap. There should be a secondary one available, but they go for the Crush to start with, then the Centaur Stomp. Perfect control. Misery still needs to get himself out of here. And then the second control. Sumail in a little bit too deep, jumps forward, Misery on 1 life. The burn will come out from the shield. The Soul Rip from Fear will allow to keep him alive too. But where are these Centaurs? There's no more Storms. Puppy just tries to tank it up. Sumail being chipped away by the Trolls. He is on 34 life, but there are no more creeps for Chen to kill him off.
And most importantly, they get all of the creeps. Sumail's even going to live for this one, and that was a pretty significant streak to get. Highlight Eye is going to realize that there's a sentry ward. Try to back out. EG going to beat a retreat, but still, really good pickups by them. They were able to slow down the momentum of the Slardar, who's pretty close to the Blink Dagger, and you pick up a really big kill spree onto the Chen. That was 6 on him. I think Sumail actually got the last hit on only one of them. Yeah, it was actually Fear who picks up one of the kills.
Yeah, it was Undying and got the 705 gold. And Fear's instantly going into this hack and himself to build again. Straight for the point booster. He seems to be the most, like, I don't know if there's any other Undying player that favors the Aghanims as much as Fear does.
So Misery is now rotated down here. It's actually just going to be Eternal Envy who's farming the jungle out. Continues to do so. This is going to allow Pylai Dai to get his levels up on top.
I was actually wondering if, because Envy was sitting on a large chunk of money, he just buys these straight phase boots with it. If he was considering going in for that Hand of Midas just to stay ahead in this game. I say stay ahead when he was already a little bit behind, but he goes for the phase boots. So does this mean now that Secret are looking to continue to fight the Doombringer comes with Puppey. What's the purpose of the face boots?
I think it's just really good for catching up more than anything, and it allows you to be mobile. The treads, I guess, helps you tank a little bit more, but it's probably not too necessary.
It's as if you see Doombringer as a fighter or just as like a Doom ulti when you run him as this off laner. But they're going to come to bottom lane, so it's a trip smoke with a full army of Puppey as well. He doesn't have a lot of stun in this army because he's got the Ogre Frost Mage, the Wild Wing. The Centaur is the only stun control they've got. But having that bonus armor might help him out.
Not quite sure how easy this is going to be to set up. Misery is actually just going to sprint forward.
Hard, I guess, the vision. They're going to understand the fears over in the tree line, but can they catch up to Universe? The mini stun, and then the silence. Misery can't get the crush. The Lich Holy going to fly forward, and then bounce up. Puppey's with his full army here. The Hand of God will buy Misery a little bit more life as Puppey finally is able to split himself out from that ultimate. And they've got in multiple directions, the dust to trigger. But they can't find Pile Die. He ran all the way back over into the river. Weeha was already considering the rotation over too.
At the same time, they do manage to get the Slardar out of this fight. He's going to come back in. He's got a TP available if need be. Eternal Envy's just farming all the while. Sumail had to kind of start heading in that direction, but he's going to start backing up as
Courier snipe.
4 heroes from EG are here. If he gets his courier in front of all of them, that'd be so huge.
He does. Have his invis back up yet though. 6 seconds, he's going to survive, and Universe is on the run after him. Will trigger the dust just to make sure, and with the track bonus movement speed, Paradise got a little bit of a chance, but not much of one. 4 heroes from EG converge on the Bounty Hunter, but a bounty for a courier? I say worth.
In a game like this especially, it forced 4 heroes to be there for quite some time. This is going to allow the rest of your lanes to catch up and farm. And we saw what Weeha can do if he gets some measure of farm onto this Wind Ranger. And he needed it to be able to catch up to Artesian CS.
It's kind of that slow thing too of the Wind Ranger. Like how long does it take to be effective? You get the Aghanim Scepter, but then you want to look for the Blink Dagger, you want to look for a Force Staff, you want to look for maneuverability. That all takes time to get there. Same with the Doombringer. And where is it? Envy's actually sitting on another 1700 gold as this Doom already.
They'd be opting to go for the Midas. He's pretty far behind, but if you get the Midas, you really accelerate.
They're coming again. Sumail, that's not what you want your defensive spirit. The crush, the amplification, and the track kill. All 3 combined together.
That's that blink pickup by Misery, unable to survive that. He's got so little armor on an Ember Spirit. He's only got 3. He doesn't even have the Ring of Aquila, which might end up biting him in the butt as the amplified damage rips him apart. Like -7 armor.
Well, he's not getting a revenge kill. It's going to be Weeha in the mid. Committing Lich ulti as well, but it's all about the insurance of kill. Getting Templar Assassin with momentum, who's 1600 gold away from having that full Desolator done.
And that gives you opportunities to go for the Roshan at the same time.
Wondering who actually gets there first, like having a TA. Yeah, you definitely want to look towards Roshan, but you've got a Chen on Team Secrets to line up with amplification from a Slardar.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make. Whoever gets this Roshan is going to be decently far ahead.
Easy's dead. The Crush will be out of connect. They burn through the refraction charges and the Doom committal as well. He buys the Desolator recipe before death, so holds onto as much of that reliable gold as possible.
I don't think they got the track kill actually. Highlight Die, I think, just went for the Shuriken toss, which I think was a bit of a mistake. That kill was almost 100% secured. Going for the 4-person track kill would have meant a lot more. Team Secret are going to take this mid-tier 1. They're going to get a lot of control, and I think the play is just immediately go for the Roshan before anyone from EG can respond. Without this TA available, I think EG is just going to realize that it's going to be given up. Mainly because nobody's contesting this top. If they have a Blink Dagger Slardar and nobody's fighting you, it's almost certainly going to be a Roshan.
They're getting tracked up by Pile Die, so they'll be aware of this, but damn. DPs are coming. And EG, are they actually going to try and fight? You can turn Darkness on, but it's already too late. Roshan's been taken. They TP down to the tier 1 and tier 2 towers. Sumail is still tracked up, so they understand exactly where he's moving. There's a 3-man smoke move from EG underneath the Dire Observer Ward, which now actually Weeha sees it all. He came close enough, he broke the smoke on all 3 of them, and yeah, PPD realized it and will get rid of that Observer Ward.
Even throwing out the Shackle from a pretty far distance actually, but they're not able to set up on anything. Probably looking for 1 or 2 stragglers, but unable to do so. And Misery's now starting to pick up a pretty decent measure of farm. He's got the Vit booster on him too. Team Secret, they're pushing in pretty far. This Eternal Envy went pretty deep in the mid lane, but he's just going to back out.
Misery trying to run down that Ember Spirit. With the 4 points up in sprint, he's got the chance to do so, but doesn't want to go too far. Especially as Secret, with the power shot, they revealed the fact that PPD came up to plant down the Observer Ward on that cliffside next to Roshan. So that Observer Ward's days are very, very numbered.
I think Eternal Envy 2 is waiting for somebody to TP top, because he thinks that EG might actually rotate somebody up there, thinking that the jungle is going to be the safest place to farm on the enemy side. He's been waiting here.
Bottom lane, he can wait there as long as he wants to. Misery gonna balls up the sun a little bit, and now with the Lich holding bouncing around, they do manage to defuse the situation pretty early on as far as the Lich holding goes, but the Slanter also goes down for it. Sumail jumping forward, the perfect shot from Weeha. It buys the space, the power shot still minimal to no damage as Arteezy runs forward. He's got Refraction as well as Meld up, being slowed down by this tornado of puppies, but it won't say puppy.
Under attack.
We got a little bit of trouble for Universe. He got doomed up, so we got a little chase on all sides of the map. The track just at the last moment came in there from Pylai Die. And PPD able to TP out to safety. It's a 2-for-1 trade-off. Weeha will be able to escape the clutches of Arteezy.
Really well set up by Eternal Envy, recognizing that his presence isn't 100% necessary down there. And even if he was to get down there, there's no tier 1 tower available for him to TP to. Gets the next best thing, which is that Universe Night Stalker, who was getting a pretty fair amount of farm during that time. But EG's just going to reset. Fear's almost got that Aghanim Scepter completed.
I'm kind of surprised Pyle and I went down this road. I was thinking, considering the Doombringer did go in for the drums as well as for the phase boots, that would be looking at something like the mech, the utility build over on the Bounty Hunter. But instead, we actually get him with a Blink Dagger, and Doom also picks up his Blink.
Well, the Chen already has a mech, so I don't think there's anything else that he has to go for.
My bad.
But Misery's going to get picked off in the jungle. And yeah, I'd kind of agree with you. If the Chen wasn't in the game, he'd most likely go for that.
Thanks, Blitz. Thanks a lot.
I'm trying to save you, Toby. I'm trying to bail you out here.
There's no saving. You can't save me from that. I shot myself in the head.
Radiant's tower has fallen.
Okay, so with the mass Blink Daggers, Team Secret have got a huge amount of chase, a huge amount of initiation. Even by a space for win range, once she's got a Blink Dagger, they're running a 4 Blink Dagger lineup. With Poppy to give him a Hand of God every 30 seconds with the Aghanims upgrade. Just a license to fight.
A lot of different options for EG right now. They're not even that far behind. At one point the score looked pretty grim, but only 2k net worth behind, considering there is a Doom on the other team. Deso TA, she's pretty strong, but
here they come.
They're gonna go for her.
Misery with a Blink Crush and Doom instantly after it. I'll burn through Arteezy. Paladai still got their refraction charge on him, but I mean, sorry, that track on him.
If he could survive this,
he's got enough.
He's got another soul rip.
Yeah. He'll survive.
That is surprising that he was able to survive that, but his team instantly responds. They even cancel their TPs, and Sumail's on the hunt right now. He wants to at least burn through the Sagas if possible.
It's actually really big for the moment to be able to get that Syrian chains off. Weeha going for the BS Shackle, couldn't claim it, and Puppy getting caught out by Universe over in the river. With the troll behind him as well as a Cobalt, Puppy's got the movement speed to escape from this, but Sumail wants to keep making the most out of this haste rune. Unfortunately, lost vision on Paladai because it was just the Sentry Ward which was down. But the Bounty Hunter will pop. Misery's on the run out of here. He just wants to get away with murder. Won't be able to, however. That urn charge is on him. He'll start ticking out. Gets the crush on Sumail. Looks for one last hit. He'll actually take the kill. He'll die underneath the tower, giving Arteezy a double kill. This is still a trade-off with Sumail pushing up the daisies. Doom still farming up. And Weeha getting closer and closer towards that Aghs.
He min-maxed that pretty well, but at the end of it, just one more hit was able to do it. That Ember Spirit still almost has the Battle Fury. Like, he's keeping up, and most importantly, Arteezy is the type of player that you want to see at the top of the net worth chart, because he's going to make good use of it. In this mid lane, he's got the Blink Dagger available to him now too, on top of the 1k gold. Really good job by him overall this game, keeping ahead of everybody else.
Looking great for the moment. Doombringer again trying to Envy, setting up a trap for Sumail. But there's no Battle Fury up for him just yet, and Sumail doesn't really have a lot of survivability, so he moves forward. Envy's going to run out of this invis, but okay, He started the animation for the Doom, which gets Samel to at least go for the Son of Viserion Chains and the Guard all at the same time. Doesn't really achieve much, so just devours. Wants to back out of here, especially as Universe is rotating towards that top. And Universe really wants to fight by going for this armlet build. Delays up the Aghanim Scepter, but at least makes him more of a fighter early on.
Yeah, I think it's important to build yourself into a core in games like this. Because going for the Aghanim Scepter, it's an inevitability anyways, and you would prefer to do it this way. And both teams are going to smoke. Both captains have an idea of what they want to do. You notice that the Undying, both 4 positions aren't showing, the rest of them both smoke up. You have the exact same idea, but...
You all want to find the pick? Highlight that Invis guy running forward in front of Secret.
It's just crazy how mirrored that was.
The timings, man. The question is, where does EG go after their smoke? Like, they'll have to understand that Secret are also trying to do the same thing, but can they work out where Secret are? You'll assume Radiant Jungle.
Especially when this mid tower is given away for free. I think EG are going to know. You should take the high ground if you can.
They see him too. The TA trap gets a trigger. Slows down Envy as well as Weeha up a little bit. Buckler buff and EG, they're on the chase. They have triggered off Darkness, so the vision is really restricted here for Team Secret. Pilot Eye still runs away, but he's got that Blink Dagger. Get even further away, but they find their first target. Or do they? The Blinks is just so hard for EG to lock down anyone from Secret. Like, the best thing they're getting right now is the Centaur. You get Nern charge on Puppy, but he doesn't really care for the moment. And now the Shackle, oh fear, backed up at the perfect time. Samel jumps forward, gets steering chains on Puppy. The lid's only going to bounce through for both Mech and Hand of God being triggered before the fight begins. Samel is running out of here, and the Doom from Envy, it won't be effective enough. EG, they can tank through it. The Tombstone will be dropping. The Universe wants to go for more. Arteezy blinks forward, chasing after Misery, but Shackle will latch both Arteezy and Fear together. Misery for the double crush. Oh, that's the turnaround they wanted to have with a Shuriken toss bouncing down. Even Samel's want to come back into this. They've got their tracks available, and Misery sprints off cooldown 1 second. He's coming in for this one. You can dust up all you want, Fear, but you're amplified, and they're going for the doubles. Sail, Misery going in deeper for him. The Undying TPing out. Pilot Eye unable to cancel that one. The Ember Spirit still brought down by Wind Ranger. That's the main one they wanted. They wanted the 3 cores. They didn't really care about Fear and Misery. With the amplification on PPD, he tried this underneath the tower, goes for the crush, but taking too much damage underneath that tower. He needs more help, and that's where Weeha kicks in. Can't get close enough for it. This tier 2 tower is just too much of a fortress for them to go under.
Still, that fight looks so good for EG. They managed to pick up the Doom. They don't lose anybody in that initial engagement. They kill a Chen for free. They pick off the Doom. The Doom was used as well. That looks so good for them, but that Shackle shot and the amplified damage from the Slardar completely turns that around. Really well played by both Weeha and Slardar. Looking up for an easy kill on Arteezy, and he has to be careful. He does a lot of damage, but only 6 refract charges. When you get shackled up and you're amplified, the focus fire just burns through you so quickly.
So we need something more defensive. 2.6k. Work into something a bit bigger. Get that BKB up and running. Something. Even if you do get a BKB over on the TA, is that going to help you? But the amplifier is still going to hurt you hard.
Yeah, of course. It's just about making yourself as strong as you can against abilities like the Shackle Shot and, more importantly, Misery Stun. And they're looking for Arteezy right now. He's going to meld into the trees. Correctly ascertains that a lot of these players are coming in. Just going to make sure that he gets out, but if not for that Shackle Shot, I can easily see EG walking away with a lot more kills there and in a really good position. And right now the gold lead is about 3k, but if you walk away with a few of those kills, maybe you even get that tier 2 tower at bottom, and the momentum swings the other way entirely. Yeah, but as a result of the end of that fight, you've got a Crimson Guard completed onto the Slardar. Blink Dagger's picked up on the Wind Ranger now, and you've got a lot more control coming on the way of Team Secret.
Interesting to see the Puppy is actually opting to finish up the Grease before he goes in for the Aghanim Scepter.
The Roshan is actually completed. Timer's up. Team Secret, they want to go for this, but at the same time, nobody from EG wants to give this up if they can help it.
Now they got a fresh Aghanims over on Undying. Why wouldn't you want to fight? Just get yourself into the engagement. Samal has his Battle Fury done. Lich has ulti up, even though it's not level 2 yet. Universe still doesn't have the Aghanim, so he doesn't have the proper vision for it. But with the amplification going, they're just ripping into Roshan. The track on PPD will show EG if they do try and come over and stop this. They don't, they're out of time. They might be able to catch Secret as they leave Roshan, but then you're fighting up against Nago's Immortal team when you've already got a couple of players tracked.
That definitely isn't the play. I think you just kind of give it up. And they do. Maybe if they were about 30 seconds earlier, they could have kind of contested. I know that EG, even if the enemy team gets the Roshan, if they're in the superior positioning outside of the Rosh pit, they'll often take the fight and just go for the double. Like, kill the Aegis carrier twice. They were just so late to that. And especially with the track on RTZ.
Secret just smoked up. They did it on top of a TA trap, so I'm not 100% certain EG saw it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But judging by EG's movement there, yeah, they're backing up. They're very, very cautious about this. Smel's still forcing out the top lane. And PPD's in a position where he can break the smoke with Universe. The blink forward from Weeha, catching out the poor Night Stalker, who dies so quickly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And it opens up a space, 45 seconds worth of space in fact, while you've still got Nagus the Immortal on your Wind Ranger.
You want to get pretty aggressive here. You've got a hero like Chen who really excels at being able to push down towers for free, just because he can keep the rest of your wave alive and just tank through everything, using only his creeps.
If they time this right, like Secret have got Pilot Eye working for him. He's able to get that track over on Samael, so they understand exactly where Secret are moving. They understand the Undying is also playing around there, now has TP'd out. So Secret have all the information they need to be able to take these fights properly. But at the same time, why force it? Yeah, you got the Wind Ranger already up and running. Just move across the map, slowly take out the buildings.
TZ looks like he's going to go for an MKB to deal with the Wind Ranger. Best possible item that you can get. Take away her defensive capabilities. Make it so that she can't just rely on that wind run to get out of these situations for free. And they're probably going to find Puppy here as...
Pretty close to it. Puppy's still got his army, and, well, Weeha's in the neighborhood. He could throw out a shackle, but instead he's going to sacrifice his core. Goes for the Hand of God save. Won't be enough to do the work. And in fact, yeah, there's that TP out. So Weeha will survive. Chen army will not be so lucky. Maybe one of the trolls will escape, and that's going to be all.
Even committing the Chain Frost to make sure that the creeps die. That's serious hate.
It worked. How's Chen meant to get his army back up again? You get a Doombringer farming up the entire jungle. I suppose EG's not really aggressive inside the entire jungle. They don't have any control there. But it does still take you a while as either a Chen or an Enchantress to keep your army alive, or at full strength.
This Lich pick, though, doing pretty decently for them. As long as they're able to get Frost Armors off onto their heroes, you can negate a lot of the amplified damage effect.
Even if he's like the lowest net worth, he's at 2.6k on this Lich.
I mean, that's kind of to be expected. If you get rid of that, actually, the difference between him and Pylai Dai, this game is pretty close to even. You've got an MKB completed on RTZ. He's still well ahead of the pack by about half an item.
That's so much damage as well from the TA. Suppose it gets you around the whole Wind Ranger problem. AKA mischance. At the same time, like you're already flagging just how paper RTZ is once you burn through the refraction charges.
No, if you get amplified and you get shackled, you're pretty much dead. There's almost nothing that can save you in that scenario.
So it doesn't matter if you got a BKB, just go for the kill instead.
Yeah, that's why EG, they're trying to protect RTZ, make sure that he's never really isolated. You're gonna run past these traps, Team Secret. I know it's a 5-man.
They really need to get the more vision up. Like if they can finish up the Aghanim Scepter, protecting RTZ is gonna become a hell of a lot easier. I say Aghanim's over on Universe, that is. But they just need a little bit of time. They need a little bit of space to work with. And the TA is able to do that herself. Like she's going up to the top lane, so RTZ can just start his pushing. And the rest of Secret, they want to keep attacking. They'll look for the opening.
You just want to make sure that you can waste as much time as you possibly can, and to make sure that nothing really happens around this area.
Yep.
Like, the Aegis, you want to make sure that it runs out, or at least you're getting into a position to fight when it's about to run out, so you can ignore the Wind Ranger for the time being, but as soon as that runs out, you want to get on top of her, especially with the TA having that MKB completed. And that's the hero that you can actually burst down really fast. And if you look at it, Wind Ranger has only 6 armor, RTZ has a Deso and an MKB completed. He's got to make sure not to get hit by Doom.
Oh, they're coming over for it. Samel's the first one on the front lines, able to lock down Weehan with that first searing chain. And then, well, who are you going to go here? Envy's going to make a decision. At this point, the Lich is already down for the count. RTZ wants to jump over, but he's tracked. They got perfect vision on him, plus being amplified. RTZ has to back out. Haste rune or no haste rune. That was not the dream initiation. Even if you do control Weeha from the get-go.
They wanted to go for that fight just because the Aegis was just about to fade out. But Eternal Envy wisely saves the Doom, and this is going to allow them to just kind of continue to take out all the tier 2 towers. If the Doom was used, maybe they look for this fight. But without their Lich, one of their primary defensive heroes, he's already got 3 levels of that Frost Armor. Don't want to take that fight if you can help it.
Well, just dodge it. Does that mean then we turn this game into a split push? Do we push the Ember Spirit out to the side lanes? Because Samel's already committed himself to going in for the treads. It's not the BT move from the Ember Spirit. So
No.
keeping Secret at bay is what? The Templar Assassin's job? To jump out, or both TA as well as Ember, mop up the creep waves, and then keep yourself back to base as quick as you can?
Yeah, going for the treads, especially since he had to play in that hard lane, is perfectly okay. Pinging out Sumail right now, up at top. Looks like the Doom is actually going to be the coming over, but he's just going to blink himself out.
And that defensive spirit. You kind of know Samel's always going to have one of those up your sleeve, so unless you can get that Doom on him, you're not going to be able to find the kill. He's now inching his way forward. He's 1,000 away from the Aghanim Scepter. Let's actually just check on a couple of the other items. Doombringer is 900 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. You add this and you basically delete a hero from the fight. It is a 4-on-5 at that point, as long as Doom doesn't get silenced up by the Night Stalker. And that's his own real problem. Like, that's actually kind of his only problem, is that Night Stalker.
When he's got the Blink Shivas though, he should feel pretty comfortable in being able to get the jump.
Yep.
Most of the time, and that's going to be, like you said, a pretty big concern for EG because it doesn't really matter who he dooms. All that really matters right now is that they play the numbers game. Got damage dealing cores all across the board. Misery is a pretty big threat with the amplified damage in conjunction with Weeha's Focus Fire. Weeha even picks up the Ghost Scepter because he realizes that RTZ is going to be able to burn through him pretty quickly, and this is just kite.
That is true what RTZ just did. So RTZ, as the core, you would normally not expect him to sacrifice his money, but he's the man that bought the gem for the Night Stalker. So you finish up the Aghanim Scepter over on the NS, buy the gem, sets you back a little bit on the Templar Assassin. And I'm wondering if someone like, well, I suppose you can't really say someone like Lich could come through and do something and get that amount of money, because he's just not earning the money.
Oh, Sumail gets shackled in mid. He dies so fast.
How? You got 1 minute without Sumail. How do you even defend against this secret lineup?
At this point, it's really difficult. Like, I actually think one of the better ways for them to fight is if Fear just gets 20 stacks of decay going. It takes away the entire Ogre Club as an item. If you can just kind of decay once onto the Slardar, what an absurd concept.
That started, man. Doombringer's hunting. Moving forward. Envy can actually buy up his full Aghanim Scepter right now, but he would sacrifice his buyback. But he just wants
he doesn't have
RTZ.
any charges of...
Oh, there's the Doom. But RTZ already got the blink off. With the level dead to us, the bonus damage. The power shot will connect. That's a big kill. 70 seconds. With the TA on the sidelines, he does have buyback, but expending this amount of cash is just going to cripple the Templar Assassin to a point where you almost want to call the GG. He'll have to get 3 or 4 kills to make up for what he loses. And Secret will force the issue. They want to have this buyback coming out. They attack into the tier 3 tower. Sumail tries to slow it down. The Tearing Chains and Sleight of Fist, the Void under Weeha. He just keeps battling it. There goes your fortification. Secret just going to retreat for a moment. The Tombstone was dropped. And that's giving enough pause for caution. Envy blinks forward. There's the Shiva's Guard hitting on 3 players. They keep the tracks up as well. And how long do you want to keep this up, Secret? 27 seconds until you have that TA up. They're going to say no more.
40 seconds, I think, for Roshan to spawn. There's no reason to really risk that. Oh, he's actually up.
Yep.
I don't know why I timed that so wrong. I thought I saw 123 when RTZ died, but with this available, this is an Aegis and a cheese. You're probably going to give the Aegis over to Weehaw. She's can go on anybody, really. Probably Misery.
Yeah, yep, take it. There's the full axe. The BKB as well for Misery after picking up that cheese. So it's basically a guaranteed charge.
Illusion.
And this is a great position for Secret. All they got to do is make sure they don't give EG any other advantage in this game and just finish the job. They're
Yeah.
4,000 experience in front, they're 12,000 gold in front. Out the outer towers and them. All they really need is a pick off outside the base to push up.
You play smart tight Dota. Don't give EG any opportunities to open up on you. Stick together if you can help it. Take down all these tier 2 towers and make sure that the Doom is being expended for one of the 2 cores. It doesn't really matter who you use it on because again, it's just a numbers game. You want to make sure that you're immediately setting your team up with a 4v5 fight. The one downside, I guess, is that Team Secret, they're going to need some level of coordination because Eternal Envy, if he just uses the Doom and EG properly take the fight, then they should be able to just run away. And then at that point, they can probably re-engage. So I think it's actually up to EG to take this fight, try to initiate on one of the heroes. We've got an Aghanim Scepter and a gem on their Night Stalker, so it's pretty much having map hack.
They're coming for it. They found one. It's Weeha. Blocked on the hillside, and Arteezy jumps forward. There goes your Aegis. What about Arteezy? He's in real trouble. Amplified up. There's no more refraction. Charges Puppy Centaur. Keeping him controlled. He can't move anywhere. Fear is also doomed up for now, so basically delete him from the fight. Misery focuses now over on Universe. They're just pushing EG back, and Universe has nowhere to go apart from down with the Shackle and the Shuriken Toss. They got all the control, and that may have been the last roll of the dice. The male is the last man alive down the bottom lane. But Secret, they're in such a commanding position. Only the TA has buyback. And Secret are making a beeline for the bottom lane. That tier 3 tower is so low.
Problem is, even with all the considerable net worth that Arteezy has, he just doesn't survive when it comes to the amplified damage and the win run.
Yep.
Probably just got like 4 shot there. And on top of that, Puppy also has an amplification of his own.
Yep. So turning on the penitence, and then he had the double centaurs on top of him, so once the first stun wore off, there were 2 more to follow directly after it. Now Arteezy will buy back, but he's instantly tracked up by Pylite Ice. There's no meld dodging, there's nothing like that. You couldn't do it anyway with the gems already up for Secret. So they're gonna send him back. Bottom Eliarax is taken out, the mid tier 2 town was also dropped at this point. Arteezy gets revenge on the centaur that killed him. A Secret, like, now you get BTs on the Doombringer. He's going to be everywhere. You've got more money over on a Slaughter. The Wind Ranger finishes the full Daedalus. You got a Blink 4-star on the Bounty Hunt with a gem and another 2,400 gold. And the Chen, after finishing up the Aghanims just before that fight, now has another 1,500 gold to walk around with.
Yeah, they've got pretty much every single item that they need to win this game. And that last fight really goes to show how far behind EG are. Even if the net worth doesn't properly kind of take that into account, because we've seen some teams come back from 10, 15k deficits.
Yep.
But when you're Templar Assassin, who has a prodigious amount of net worth, like she's already at 15k, pretty much gets 3-shot by the Templar Assassin and the amplified damage, it's pretty rough.
You basically turn that 15k worth of net worth into 0. It's the equation that ends up happening. Universe moving forward. As EG is smoked up now.
They're going to have the high ground for this.
Smoke, and this is a great position for EG. They go for the Searing Chains, and do they have more? Doombringer forced back, and Arteezy jumps himself in. He really wants this Doombringer down during the period of Star Snip Cutter. There's no Doom for Team Secret to fight with. There's still a 1-for-1 trade-off here, as the Mel goes in deeper. Misery looking for the crush, but he's getting controlled up, and Misery in a huge amount of trouble. Puppy as well, the team is going to be successful. They'll take out 3. It's Arteezy with a triple kill. Mel going in deeper.
Oh, he went way too far.
Shot. Oh, he's in deep. Underneath the tier 3 tower, the double buybacks, they're gonna get the crush on Artur. He's down for the count, 90 seconds on the sideline. It's almost like EG said, if we do not win this with a 5 wipe, we do not win this at all. PPD will die in the tree line, instantly nuked down. There's a kill for Wind Ranger. And this looks like mission impossible.
I mean, for a second, I actually thought EG was gonna do it, but they strayed a little bit too far, and I think Sumail, he had to have considered that everybody from Team Secret, if he was gonna dive that fast, then everyone from Secret was just gonna buy back and punish that. Yeah, he has to kind of restrain himself there, and EG kind of just got a little bit too split up, and as soon as that happened, once those cracks in the chain happened, everybody from Secret just buy back. They go for the return kills. Eternal Envy has the buyback available for himself, but leaves it to his team to mop up everything, and he's got a Doom available for himself and Boot to Travel. I don't really know how you hold this if you're Evil Geniuses, because the assault is coming on from both fronts.
Steal as much strength as you possibly can, Fear. That's all you could try and do.
He's doing a really good job of it right now.
And now he's going to get doomed up. Even with 30 stolen strength, he's incapable of surviving against the Doombringer. The middle lane has been completely destroyed. Your Ember Spirit is back alive, but your top tier 3 tower is gone. PPD to try and slow everything down, and there's Samal jumping in. You've already got your crush, and it's good game. It's GG. Team Secret. They go 30-17. The control is definitely there for most of the game. Two have felt like a non-factor until that triple kill. Until that triple kill happened. And things went horribly, horribly wrong.
And Weehaw just looks so satisfied after that game. 11-1 to his name, but I mean, the true star for me this game was just Puppey and how much space he was able to create. And Team Secret, they're so close to. I think this is going to be their first LAN win with this team. And more importantly, this is going to be EE's first LAN win since MLG Columbus.